After almost 2,000 hours of playtime in Apex Legends, I uninstalled after the announcement of the Battle Pass update, and I hadn't really had any desire to reinstall until now, but I'll elaborate on that in a second. As someone who played Apex from day one, I felt personally insulted that EA was now expecting me to up my contribution to them because my constant support and positive word of mouth simply wasn't enough. It didn't have enough monetary value for their liking. I made a whole video about this when it happened, so you can go watch that if you want my full thoughts on the downfall of this game and why the Battle Pass overhaul, as announced, was the thing that finally pushed me over the edge after playing the game for 5 years. And in case you thought it was just me who was upset about this, or that I'm being over dramatic about this, I'd like to present this screenshot I took of the Apex Legends Steam approval rating roughly an hour before the Season 22 patch went live. 6% positive out of 90,000 recent. I'd also like to show this screenshot of the Steam charts for Apex Legends, showing a consistent decline in active players. Sure, it's still averaging over 100,000 concurrent players at any given time, which is super impressive. I'm never going to take that away from it, but we're still losing upwards of 20,000 average concurrent players per month. And in case you didn't know this, 20,000 concurrent is way more than 20,000 accounts. 20,000 individual players leaving the game behind, month after month. If you're EA and Respawn in this situation, looking at this chart, that is a tremendous level of potential revenue just being flushed down the toilet every single month. The Apex community has had many grievances just fall on deaf ears over the last couple years, and the Battle Pass overhaul was the straw that broke the camel's back. Except it wasn't actually a straw, it was an M1 Abrams, because the Battle Pass overhaul was such a gigantic slap in the face to everyone who'd been supporting this game in spite of its issues. So there was actually a lot riding on the Season 22 update. You needed to stop the bleeding here. And that's why Respawn also conveniently pushed things like the aim assist nerf through with this update. Respawn's been aware of aim assist issues for the last 5,000 years, but then they conveniently chose to fix it in this update. How interesting that is. I'm sure that timing is just a coincidence. But then again, this update also added an LMG gun shield attachment at a time when LMGs and Rampart are two of the most annoying things in the game. So, bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for them. But I uninstalled Apex after uploading this video back on July 9th. I reinstalled to try the new season and see how much or how little Respawn and EA have actually committed to fixing the problems. And after a few hours of playing, I think that I can safely say that I'm going back to Sekiro. So before we talk about where the game is now, let's real quick go over what actually changed with the seasonal patch, because after the giant backlash to the Battle Pass overhaul, Respawn came out and said, oh, we're going to be adjusting things, it's going to launch different, and they were really sorry, ooh-woo, but let's take a look at what they actually ended up launching with this season. Because let's be real, if you didn't like the gameplay of Apex before, nothing in this update is going to get you to change your mind. I'm going to talk about the gameplay changes in a minute for those of you who do like the Apex gameplay and want to know how it's been altered this season, because boy oh boy has it been altered this season in some really obnoxious ways. But first, let's talk about the business model, since that's what's caused the most recent fire for Apex and Respawn. So as of Season 22, the Apex Legends monetization system works like this. There is a 60 level battle pass instead of a 110 level battle pass, and it changes in 45 days or something, at which point it's going to be replaced with a different 60 level battle pass. And the content in the battle pass is basically the same as it's always been. The skins are pretty cool this season, I'll give them that, but isn't that the expectation? The skins you're charging money for should have been cool to start with. Letting us pay in a new way for cool skins as a peace offering isn't really that effective when you were already asking us to pay for skins that were just not as cool, if you catch my drift. To phrase this another way, maybe if the old Battle Pass system had skins as cool as the skins in the 60 tier Battle Pass, maybe more people would have been spending money on the original Battle Pass, and you wouldn't have tried to milk the paying customer base dry. What a wild thought I just had. They also redid the menus for the challenges and battle pass progression and stuff, and the new layout is nice. but the old layout was perfectly fine as it was. So it's not like this was some crazy improvement to the experience. You took something that was already functional and you made some quality of life adjustments. It's not unappreciated, but it's also not really what I was looking for when I reinstalled. But what about the gameplay? What about all the gameplay changes? There was apparently a big aim assist nerf, but I haven't really been able to notice any significant changes because I'm still dying in half a second from hails of gunfire from enemy teams I couldn't fucking see because the visibility on the new map is complete dog shit and you still haven't fixed the enemy footstep audio. You added health bars over enemies' heads during combat because this is the AAA gaming industry, so of course they're just going to add a bunch of extra clutter to the UI. It's like the AAA industry's defense mechanism. If they get any whiff of their community being mad at them, they just clutter up the UI and call it a new experience. Oh, but don't worry, they also rebalanced how much ammo is in a stack of each ammo type. So if you were one of the 3 people on the planet who was complaining about that, don't worry, your complaints are heard loud and clear. For some reason. Matchmaking is still butts. I'm somehow getting less sweaty ranked matches than pubs lobbies. But then again, the only public playlist right now is the weird resurgence mode, which I'm just straight up not having a good time with, because see previous points about the new map having really bad visibility. So imagine how a map with shit visibility and a game with shit audio plays in a game mode where everyone is constantly engaging every single fight with no sense of strategy or self-preservation because there's infinite respawns. That sure will encourage team play and tactical decision making in a battle royale game, and a team-based one no less. And no, of course you can't play Apex on any of the other maps. You will play the map we tell you to play, and that's the only map you're gonna play, which if you're playing the update right when it goes live is the new map and only the new map. And as we've established, the new map sucks. Of course we haven't added a map filter. Of course we can't put more than one map in rotation at the same time and just let you choose which one you want to play. Of course we couldn't do that, because then certain maps would just be ghost towns, because we've somehow been one of the biggest battle royale games in the world for the last like 4 years, and we just can't make another good map. What do you want from us? So of course we just designed the worst map in Apex Legends history, and of course you must play it if you want to play the game at all. God, I rewatched this video I made, like, I rewatched it before reinstalling the game, and my main frustration in that video came from the fact that I thought the game was in a really, really good place in terms of gameplay and just fun. I thought the business model was what was really destroying it. I placed all of the blame on EA for obviously forcing a new business model on the game, and while the game wasn't perfect, it had a lot of really good ideas, and it was so goddamn fun despite its flaws. But now, playing this game again after what was supposed to be the big comeback update, the big we're listening to our community update, I'm now placing equal blame on Respawn for the state of this game. Because while the business side of this game is obviously obnoxious and obviously stemming from EA, there are now so many things wrong with the game itself, and I can't let Respawn off the hook for it. The new map is garbage. The visibility and audio are both garbage. The fact that I can't play normal public BR is fucking stupid. The fact that I can only play on the new map at the time of recording is fucking stupid. Because in case this wasn't clear by now, the new map sucks. The fact there's no map filter is insane to me. Why are you artificially restricting people's ability to have the best time possible with this game? If you want to have one map that rotates in ranked mode, yes, that's fine. In public matches, why is it only one map at a time? And why does the new map suck so bad? It's one thing when a game is really well designed but keeps getting screwed over by its publisher, or like if the creative vision of the game keeps getting compromised for the sake of the business model, but that's not what's happening here. And I'm honestly amazed at this. Apex Legends, as of August 6th, 2024, is straight up shit. Like, this is a genuinely shit game right now. And I'm honestly amazed that Respawn thought this was going to be helpful to anything. This 6% recent approval rating, I truly don't think it's going to get better than that. I mean, maybe it'll go up to 8 or 9, but the Season 22 update is just straight up bad. And this was the worst possible time for you to release a bad update. So goodbye again, Apex Legends. Maybe I'll reinstall you in a year or two, but as for now, you can get the fuck off my computer and leave me in FromSoft in peace. Toodles.